I actually am getting so annoyed at Twitter, mate. Like, I really give up with people sometimes. You know, it just, mate. I don't know. Some people are just so insufferable. You know.
Yeah, I mean they have plastic in their arse. So yeah. So let me just do a little introduction. This is the JakeMcBoss Podcast. I don't know what episode this is. It's a special episode for a very special guy. Look at those tattoos, amazing. Wearing his own merch. Little cunt. But no, we were gonna do a fucking podcast anyway. To be fair, at the start of the month, we just didn't end up doing it.
Mate.
Yeah,
I've been so busy every day, bro. Well, not every day, but like every weekend, busy.
Busy, might fuck man. You're out in the piss half the time doing the fucking selfies with the girlfriend, right?
Yeah. Busy. Yeah, that's what I mean. Busy. Mate.
You went to the zoo yesterday, I think.
Yeah. Went to the zoo, mate.
How was the zoo?
Bristol. It was good. Like, there's a thing you can drive through at Longley. Basically, you actually drive through like line enclosures and shit, and you monkeys come on your car.
A McDonald's.
Tigers come on your car.
McDonald's, is it?
What'd you say, mate?
A McDonald's, no.
No, mate.
The monkeys.
Longleat Zoo. Yeah, mate. Yeah, no, Longleat Zoo. But I couldn't go on it because my car's got a soft top, so it's not safe apparently.
Yeah.
But that's good. I'm back with the girlfriend.
Back with her. Was it a rough patch there for a little bit? Was it?
Yeah, a little bit, mate. Well, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you could say a rough patch, but we're actually doing very decent now, and everything's going well.
I'm not gonna get into it because I feel like there's some deep shit there. You know, it's not about us. You know, it's about the pedophiles and just
yeah.
So yeah. Let's not get too personal. Stuff might get exposed.
Why you brought me on, mate, the paedophile expert.
Yeah. You're like I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say Pablo Escobar with the tattoos. Like, that doesn't really make sense. He's from fucking the UK, this cunt. So let's start off at the very start then. The E-Date stream with Kobe Dutton. Fallacy. Again, bit of a kinky name that. I don't really, not really, you know, where that came from. But do you want to kind of explain how the whole E-Date stuff happened? I probably should have gotten Kobe on. A bit more, I wouldn't say more clout, but you know.
Yeah, well, obviously, like, you know, Kobe loves doing big streams for the community and that. And I was laying in bed with my girlfriend, and I was like, oh, fuck it, Kobe's doing his thing tonight. I'll go and have a look. And I watched a decent hour and a half of it, mate. And it was pretty good, mate. It was pretty funny. Some of the people had absolutely no chat, but I thought it was decent. Yeah, I thought it was a good bit of banter, to be honest.
There was a guy called Raza on it, and he's just this fat, this little fat cunt. I was like, what? Like, he was just there, just chatting up girls with blonde hair and tits, and I was like, what is going on here? Like, why is this just little fucking fat guy? You know, like, you know what I'm saying? With a Hawaii t-shirt on and just the dead trim.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm joking. No, he was alright. Well, a lot of the people had absolutely no chat on the stream, which was kind of funny. Like, I was sitting there, I don't know if you watched it, the bloke who spoke French, and then Haley replied to him in French, and then he just froze.
Yeah.
Like, some of it was so awkward, but some of it was fucking funny.
Yeah, I seen like a load of guys just like scripting and stuff. Oh, legit's after hosting the stream. They do anything for clout.
Yeah.
They cheer for the host. W.
Say again, mate.
So with the charity, or not the charity stream, fuck me. It was hardly going for charity. He's on 1,000 viewers, you know. Love that. Trying to get partner himself, you know. But like, yeah, people were like reading off scripts and stuff. It was funny, to be fair. I enjoyed the stream, just kind of like clicking in and out, you know. How did you get involved then? What was the whole process like with you and Kobe? Did you guys talk with each other? Did you guys know each other and stuff?
Yeah, well, we obviously met in London and we're friends and that. I weren't actually meant to be on the stream. I just joined because of that bloke. Did you see you've seen the clip, obviously?
Yeah.
Like, my girlfriend was hating that bloke. He was sitting there flexing and she was like, what even is he? Like, what even is that? He's disgusting. And I was like, oh, fuck it, Kobe, get me on, mate. I want to insult him. So yeah.
Yeah. But then I was watching some of it. I wasn't watching like all of it, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Kobe, I'm your biggest fanboy. Please touch my cock. You know, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like that. So can you kind of like catch up people I'm sure there's a lot of people on fucking Twitter who don't have a clue what's going on, or, you know, what's happening. Why is Sad Boy talking about pedophiles? Why is Archie talking about people with plastic arses? Just what's after happening? Can you kind of explain it from like the start until like this point?
So my understanding of it is that Sad Boy tweeted out calling, is it Haley? Haley Martin? Haley.
Yeah.
Haley.
Blonde
Haley.
hair, nice tits. So
yeah, I won't comment on that. I've got a girlfriend, but a paedophile, calling her a paedophile, and was and like Kobe's sitting there with 1,000 fucking viewers, and like Hailey's being called a paedophile. You can see her checking her phone and getting a bit stressed up. So originally, I actually thought that she was being called a paedophile because she went on a dating show and Drexen was 16 and Vino like underage.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's a joke because she was like Hailey was sound. Like there was no questionable behaviour there. Not in my opinion, anyway. Obviously, Sadpai brought something up from like months ago, right? Of her dating a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Hailey dating a 16-year-old. And yeah, well, obviously from off the bat, mate, it looks like extreme jealousy. Obviously, like Kobe's put Hailey in front of 1,000 viewers, and Sadboy's not in front of 1,000 viewers. Sadboy claims to me in DMs that isn't the case. It wasn't jealousy. She didn't know he was streaming. Kobe sent me a DM showing Sadboy in the stream. So personally, I think that she's probably a little bit fucking jealous that Kobe had 1,000 viewers and put Hailey in front of it, and why you would bring up the past like that doesn't really make sense, to be honest. I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
Right, and being an older person in this community, I'd be the first bloke to call out a paedophile or someone who I don't think is safe to be around, or someone who I think threatens the safety of fucking children on the internet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think Hailey do you actually sit there and think Hailey is a paedophile? Do you think she's dangerous for the community and should be kept away from kids? No is the fucking answer, mate.
No, but okay. No, but I'm not like 100% like updated on this whole situation. You probably know like the whole ins and outs of this. So
yeah.
So for someone who's just after joining the stream, don't have a clue what the fuck's after happening from like Twitter and stuff, do you think there's any evidence to be like, oh, she's a nonce, she touches kids, she's a kiddie fiddler, she's like Ronald McDonald, only a female version? What's going on? Do you think? What's your opinion?
Well, look, right, people shag each other, right? People have sex. It's quite a normal thing, right? And a lot of people in chat might not understand that, but it happens, mate. You go through uni, people shag each other. They just do. It's a human nature, right? Right? Bloke 16 years of age getting his fucking end away. At 16, if I was, and apparently they didn't have sex. According to Hailey, apparently they did. I don't fucking know.
Just a blowjob.
Yeah. It was nothing.
Just touching his cock, Sorry, that's not proven. That was a joke for the record. That wasn't actually, that didn't happen. Okay, so carry on.
Well, apparently he only put the tip in, and I think in the eyes of the law, I don't think you.
She's just put the tip in. That
Yeah. So I no, but personally, I couldn't give a fuck that a 16-year-old lad has dated a 20 or 21-year-old bird. I personally think good on for him, right? As long as it's consent, they're both happy, which they fucking clearly were. They both, from what I've heard, it was fucking perfect, mate. If I don't see anything wrong with it. If it was my mate going out with a fucking 21-year-old bird and we were both 16, I'd be looking up to him. I'd be being like, oh my fucking god. Obviously, and in their state, it's actually legal. It's actually illegal what was going on, and apparently they broke up because he moved states or she moved states, and what was going on was no longer legal.
So your stance is if it's legal, it's fine, right?
Yeah, well, obviously by definition, yeah. If it's by definition, it's legal, it's fine. The morals are a different kettle of fish. Stormy said, if a 20-year-old guy was dating a 16-year-old, would you be okay with that? Well, when you flip the genders over, as much as you don't like it, there's different things change.
No, he's not about transgender people, by the way. He's not about like if it was like a 20-year-old guy,
21-year-old man, and it does change, and things do change. And no matter how much you want to say men, it's equal. It's not equal, and it's not equal. And the proof that it's not equal is that no one treats the two situations the same. Even though they're like, yeah, but we're all equal. It should be the same. It's not the fucking same, mate. It ain't the same. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Also. It ain't the same. So that's why I don't even need to look at the other gender, argument. I would say that a 16-year-old female under a lot more. It's more dangerous for a 16-year-old female to be dating a 20-year-old man than vice versa. It's a lot more dangerous. Statistically, it is. Statistically, mate, no one can fucking argue that. Statistically, men ain't being raped on a, like compared to on a percentage basis, it's fucking tiny, mate. Men ain't being assaulted by women. You know what I mean? It's so much more dangerous for women statistically, mate.
Well,
so that
Arch. So like you can see that from your perspective, right? Because you're like a big, strong, macho male, got the tattoos. No one's like if you went to prison, you'd be the guy bumming them, not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? But then you have people like exactly. Well, sometimes it's not your choice. But then you have like people like Meme Creator. You know Meme Creator, the skinny guy.
Nah, not a clue.
So, well, that's a bad example then. But like if there's like a little skinny guy and he's getting abused.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen to men. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to men. But what I'm saying is, statistically, it's so much less likely. They're so much safer than women. And from going to uni for 3 years and knowing a lot of women, I understand how life is different for women a little bit, like it's not as safe for women, and they're just different things, mate. So the role reversal doesn't really work because firstly, that isn't the situation we're in, and secondly, the society just doesn't view it as the same, mate, in my opinion.
Yes, that's like a completely different argument altogether. Is what we're saying. It's not really like some will say it's relevant. I've seen a lot of little. I'll say e-girls on the time and being like, just like, fuck it. It's like, we get your woke. I don't give a fuck about your politics and stuff. Just GG's. I don't really care. It's not to do with this. So going back to the whole e-dating stuff. Obviously, we said it was, if you're just ever joining, blah blah. It was amazing, fantastic community event, blah blah blah. Yeah. And you got involved. How did Drex get involved in whatever way? Because he's after being called a racist and all this stuff. Like, can you explain any of that shit to me?
So obviously Jackson is one of the funniest cunts. Like, he is so funny. Hold on one sec. Right. He is the funniest cunt. Jackson is so funny. And what did he tweet? Something about Sad Pie's ass being plastic, or something. Just.
Is it plastic? Can we get is there any? I mean, because you say a lot of jokes and stuff. Is it actually plastic? If she sits down, is it? How does it work? Anyone know? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna. Listen, bro. I think her arse is immaculate. I think she's a fantastic body. Just
she's not a shag, mate.
Well, Astra got there. So joking. Fuck me. If you don't know who the fuck I am, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Okay. So yeah, so Drake's got called a racist apparently.
Yeah. So a few rules, mate, that I like to follow in my life is don't listen to whatever someone says if they tweet out that they hate white people, mate. You can pretty much just fucking ignore everything else. Once I've seen that, mate, I actually knew enough. I hate white people. 2 tweets saying she hates white people, mate. Now that is a fucking joke. That's a joke, especially considering. I mean, this is slightly off topic, but it's on the racism, agenda. But you have your platform to X amount of thousands of people, mate, and you're tweeting out that you hate white people. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a good look. It's not considered racist because obviously, because of history and that. But it's pretty fucking bad, mate. Right? And then she's gone on to tweet that Drexum is a racist. What was it? Oh, mate, I wish I had the tweet up, but I'm blocked, so I can't even check the tweet. Something to do with Drexum being racist because he's claimed that a person of colour's curves were fake. Have I said that right? Yeah, that's a great point, okay. I've said that right, haven't I, Jake?
Yeah, you have.
Have I said that right, boys? Have I said that right? Right. So obviously, that is just a bunch of fucking shit. I'm not gonna lie, that is bollocks, mate. Right? If I'd seen something on the timeline that was genuinely racist, I'd be one of the first people to call it out and call the bloke a cunt and just be like, fuck off, mate. Like, that ain't funny, whatever. But there's not, and what it tells me from the fact that there's nothing racist like that is she's trying to appeal to an audience of woke people, and it's like a victimhood, mate. It's like I think she's realised that she's fucked up. She's getting a lot of hate, so she does this victim thing where she goes, "Oh my god, look at the racism from fucking Drexum EU." Like, are you really gonna take what Drexum says seriously, mate?
I think another thing with that is like it's very and like the UK has a different sense of humor to America, right? So it's like, you know, you cunt, oh, you knob jockey, oh, you know, all this stuff. It comes out and it's like, it's kind of like a part of our culture. I'm from Ireland, by the way. I'm not saying UK and Ireland, you know. So it's kind of like that's kind of our sense of humor in a way. And I'm not condoning racism or the fuck from whatever happened, but you know, it's kind of like, can I get lost in translation? If that makes sense a little bit.
Yeah. But race was never mentioned, mate. Also, she's white, mate. I've met her twice. Mate,
did you tap? Was that a consideration in your mind? Did you want to touch?
Mate, no,
what you were seeing?
Actually, no, mate, no, I didn't. No, not one bit of me was interested, right? And she tweeted that. No, mate, no. I mean, I had too much whiskey to, you know. But
he was struggling to get it up at the time, boys. You know, alcohol, and you know, you need the fucking.
There was absolutely no chance. No, I'm joking. No, mate. I've got the message to prove it. But I'm not going to show them on stream that I say, like, no way, not one part of me. No, I am not interested in the slightest. And also, I've got a lovely fucking girlfriend.
And she is lovely, to be fair to her, you know.
And no, I don't fucking. But she tweeted that, like, do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell your girlfriend what you said to me on Snap? I said something like, you have a nice ass, right? And I don't think one of them words was spelled correctly because I drank about fucking 4 bottles of rum and a bottle of red wine, mate, and I was seeing about double. Literally, I was so pissed in London, and I was like, I'll fully fucking put my hands... Mate, I've said so much worse, honestly. Not while I've had a girlfriend and not during this period where we broke up, but...
So you were like...
She had a nice ass. Like, chill.
Yeah, so like you weren't in a relationship at the time, this was completely fine. So how did you... Actually, I'm curious from my point of view, you know, being in Ireland, you know... Not being able to drive, you know, a bit of a bender, me. So, how did you guys all like kind of meet up in London and stuff? Like, whose idea was that? How did you guys all like plan that? It's a bit off topic, but at the same time, kind of curious.
Yeah. So Stormby in chat, you've seen, she's brought out this new gaming cafe called Geeky Suspects at Geeky Suspects on Twitter, boys. It's a sick place, mate. We all go. I got a train up there. What'd you say?
Sub at Prime, you know, free promotion. Sub at Prime.
Oh right. I've got a train up there, and it's a sick place, mate. You can eat, you can game. They're nice down there. It's good fun, mate. And we all go meet down there and meet each other, and then go on the piss. And it was fucking fantastic. Actually, it was so much fun. So yeah, that's how we met really in London. Yeah.
And how did were you friends with Sad Boy before all this happened? Were you like? No, you obviously knew of her like on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
What was your initial what was your initial like your first impression of her? What do you think of her like on the timeline and stuff like?
So I actually unfollowed her ages ago because I don't agree with getting your ass out on the timeline. I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with this thing we got going on where most of your followers are like 15, 16, and you get... I don't agree with it. Right?
And it goes for guys as well. It goes for guys as well. Jack, I go, you little fucking... just
mate.
Getting your tits out on the timeline. Yeah. You have just gotten
I've
ratio.
Seen him double cheeked up on the timeline.
I've seen every inch of that man, literally. It's just crazy, you know. We were doing the loop bike casting and stuff, and you just get it out. Oh, Noah, look at it. It's so... Oh, look, wow, you know. So he was a bit but LGBT... Yeah. Look, up the LGBTs and all that stuff. So... Yeah, we're getting back to what we were talking about, you know, a bit off topic. I kind of want to bring it back to I know the E-Date stream, kind of like whatever happened that night, because you said that Sad Boy's getting jealous and all that stuff, and how does she kind of get involved? Because she wasn't on the stream and stuff. I found that quite weird, because like, you know, you're doing an E-Date stream, you might as well get the person in the com who's like always kind of like, you know, involved in that stuff in a way. So like you might as well get her involved, and she wasn't there. Why wasn't she there? Was she just busy, or why was she jealous? Apparently?
To be honest, that's probably more of a question to ask Kobe, but the way he set it up was there's one girl and there's 20 blokes, and he chose the girl, and it was Hayley, mate.
Bukaki.
Like, and that... Jesus fucking me, right? He chose the girl, and it was Hayley, and that's that. And I can personally see from a point of view of another human that if you were like one of the only other girls in the community, and you're looking on this E-Date stream and you got 1,000 people in chat, yeah, you would be a bit envious of her and a bit jealous, like you would be. That's a natural human feeling. That doesn't make you a cunt. But I think that I actually fully believe that she just got really jealous, mate, and was like, remember, Hayley's a paedophile. And here's a fucking thing, boys. If you're gonna take anything away from this stream, right? a paedophile is someone who has an interest in prepubescent children under the ages of 13, mate, right? And it's really, and it has to be said, that is the definition. It's fucking serious. And if that were to happen in the community, if there was a genuine paedophile, mate, then that would be a different story, right? That would be a different story. But throwing the paedophile word around waters down the word paedophile, mate. Are you a paedophile because
No, I'm not.
you've gone out?
No, not me anyway.
But like, and it waters the term down, mate, because no, there is, you know, it goes paedophilia. Then there's a thing called hebephilia, and it's a lesser known term. But like it's called hebephilia.
That? Yeah, what's that?
It's usually between like 13 and 15. It's like you're not as bad as a paedophile, but you're a hebephile. But the word didn't really go on. So it's not paedophilia. It's not hebephilia. It's fucking legal, mate. Like in her thing, it's legal, mate. Right?
Of course, Archie would know about hebephilia.
Well, wait, I'm just an educated bloke. But like, yeah, definitely Kobe, get on the stream and address, yeah. So let's stop like Beehive coming out saying, oh, you're defending a pedo. No, he's not a fucking pedo. Because if it was a pedo, mate, I'd be all over that shit and be fucking and be calling the fucking police if it was a paedophile. Because that is fucking serious, mate, and it isn't serious. What's happened is not serious. Everyone nowadays is all about love is love and like, you know, being gay is so acceptable and all this and all that. Yeah, a 16-year-old dates a 20-year-old and suddenly everyone's so fucking angered at it and like, oh my god, we must protect the community from a paedophile. No, like it's so wrong, mate. It's so wrong. And personally, I don't have a fucking issue with a 16-year-old lad putting his end away in a 21-year-old bird, or 20-year-old bird. I mean, maybe that's my growing up, but if that was my mate, if that was my fucking mate, and that's me being dead serious, I couldn't give a fuck. And if you're gonna call it predatory, then one, you're gonna have to prove that it's predatory, and not say, well, it's predatory by nature. From the looks of the photos. And from the looks of like, you know, the timeline, it doesn't look predatory at all, mate.
Yeah, he's just playing hide the sausage, you know. What he does with his pickle is his own business, in my opinion.
But
you know?
mate, feel free to get Beehive on it, mate. I'll argue with him till the fucking cows come home, mate. I genuinely, I believe so strongly in this that like, yeah, absolutely, basically.
I'll get Drex. I'll get you in at the end, bro. I want to go over everything and just kind of like how everything happened and stuff. We'll come back to it. Trust. We'll circle back. So if you know, if you're of the age and if it's all legal, you know, then fair enough. I understand that. I just got a message from Sad Boy. She messaged me back, boys. I know I got the Sad Boy follow. This is amazing. I'll be on a flight to Berlin tomorrow night, and tonight is my last night in London, so a really bad time. So no Sad Boy tonight. I
can't check Beehive Street because he's blocked me. I just said you need to look up the definition of paedophilia, mate. Yeah, for sure, bro. The legal age limit. What a good take. I'm not talking to you. He's called me a brain dead monkey. Well, my dad's mum's fucking sister's brother was actually slightly. I was going to claim some sort of racism card because he called me a monkey, but no, I am fully white.
Legit.
But you know, yeah, I don't give a fuck, mate. But I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. But like, it doesn't. Look, mate. There's so much wrong with this generation of people. There is so much wrong. You're all wrong'uns, mate. You're all wrong'uns.
To quote the famous Scully, you're all wrong'uns.
Yeah, you're all fucking wrong'uns, mate. Right, yeah. I've never seen a group of people have such an issue with a 16-year-old dating a fucking 20-year-old, mate. I can't believe it. If I went down, oh, mate, I can't believe it. And I just want to say that according to Hayley, they never had sex. They never hooked up. Because she said she wasn't comfortable with it and he wasn't, and so they didn't do it.
That's a bit boring, isn't it? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know, mate. If that was me, whoa. No, I'm joking.
She gets spunked up, you know?
No, I've got a girlfriend. No, but if that was me as a 16-year-old, no, nothing. Didn't mean that. Whatever. That come out. I don't know why that come out. But if that's, mate, but if that's the case, you're gonna have to prove that that's not true. Do you know what I mean? And like. And it's just a joke, mate. Like who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Jack Igo gives a fuck. He was saying it's a bit Morals were brought into
Yeah,
that
morals.
word.
All right. I'll shake your hand if you wanted to say that it's odd. Possibly, mate. Possibly it's odd.
Jack always getting a handshake, you know? Loves a good handy, doesn't he? Little fucker.
A little hand shandy. Yeah. Kobe wants to get in cool.
Will we just go over the last part, but like sample a couple of shit written down here. So did you have any? You ever had a problem with the whole? You know, she was going on about pedophilia and stuff when she, in your words, she was like, you know, putting her tits out on the internet or her arse on the internet, doing stuff like that.
I think it's really fucking wrong. That girls nowadays post arse, tits, OnlyFans and stuff when their audiences are just teenage kids. I don't think it's very good personally, but I don't have a problem with it. But I don't think it's very good for the future. I don't think as role models, I don't think it's very good for teenage boys to be seeing that, and I don't think that's progressive at all. I think that it's bad for teenage boys to see women like that. I think that it's not right, and I think for teenage girls looking up at these streamers and at these people who like getting the tits out and all that, I don't think it's a good role model for them. But they can do what they want. You know, it's not up to me. It's only my opinion. We were talking
about Sad Boy, and you were basically she was using the word pedophilia and stuff, and she's going after she's basically being a pedo hunter in a sense when she does all this stuff from your perspective.
Yeah, you know, she's still getting her ass out on the timeline in front of a load of kids. She's still posting, you know, semi-pornographic content, not pornographic, but what's it called, soft porn.
Yeah, and where do you think the morals are there? Where do you think the morals are? No one talks about that part today when they bring up the word morals.
It's like
Jack,
it's like cancel culture won't let you say that because women are allowed to do what they want to do and they can do what they want to do, and I don't give do whatever you want to do, freedom to do whatever you want to do. But I don't agree with all these girls, you know, undressing on the timeline, getting their ass out for likes. I don't agree with it. But you know what I'd love someone a bit more I'd love someone a bit more intelligent than me's opinion on it. I would love a proper summary of why it's wrong, because I can't put my finger on why it's wrong, but I don't think it's good. But you know, as always, she can do what she wants.
So she basically she ruined Kobe's stream. And from my perspective as a viewer watching that, I was kind of like, come on, like, can we not just do this later down the line?
Yeah,
like, why are we doing it now because Hailey's coming on? Why are we being like, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah. I feel like maybe in hindsight she wouldn't have done it like that because it's like, you know, you're ruining the viewer's experience. You're ruining, you know, a kind of a community event in a sense. Like, so from that perspective, I'm kind of like, you know, maybe you should have waited a little bit, or you know.
Also, if the community, and it's a good. From her reaction to her tweet, the reaction to her tweets is kind of like a good indicator as to what the community thought of it. If it was a full blown out paedophile, then there would not be one person hating on Sad Boy right now. But it's clear that a lot of people don't think it's that deep. And if it wasn't that deep, then it reflects badly on Sad Boy, which it has done, mate. It looks like it's jealousy. It looks like she's dragging someone down who's doing well. Do you know, like, and it happened months ago, mate. I don't know how many months. Was it a year ago? I don't know, but it happened fucking
I think August 2020, if I'm just...
mate.
Ballpark-wise.
Like, it happened ages ago. It just comes off so wrong. It comes off so wrong. You can see.
I wasn't going to be... Like, I wasn't going to be like, I was trying to be like impartial, but I would agree with you and everything you kind of said so far. Because I was a viewer, I was watching the stream, I kind of agree with you in that sense. So I wanted to get Sad Boy on. She's on a flight to fucking Berlin to see, I don't know, Hitler's fucking descendants. I don't know what's going on there. Joking, you fuckers, Jesus Christ. But you know, she can't come on tomorrow, so I'm sure she'll tweet about it. I'm sure she'll watch the VOD or whatever the fuck goes on. So yeah. What do you think there's any way back for her in the community? I feel like, you know, as long as you're taking her arse and stuff, I feel like it's fine. Maybe not in this community though. I don't know.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Do you think there's a way back for her in terms of like getting her credibility back and stuff and all that crack?
A way back for her, like redemption wise. Maybe for some people, mate. I think she's a bit of a psychopath personally. I think she's a bit of a nutcase, but that only from what I've seen, mate. And obviously, I really like Astro, and I would never slag his bird off. But I mean, I think what she's done is a bit weird.
And you wouldn't shag her either. You wouldn't shag her. You wouldn't tap that either.
No, mate. No, but
definitely
I
not.
can't fucking. I'm not.
Is that because she's with Astro? Is it or?
No, mate, I wouldn't do it anyway.
Oh, you just no, you don't like that sort of thing,
mate,
Doesn't turn you on.
Yeah,
You're more into riding your bike,
mate.
staring the back instead of.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I don't. I'm celibate, mate.
No,
I'm joking. No, mate. No, it's not a piece of me. I swear on my life, it's not a piece of me. And if I was single right now, I'd say the same thing. Any piece of me. But that's irrelevant from this. That kind of drags away from this conversation we're having because it looks doesn't me fancying her or not doesn't really affect anything.
Yeah. So I kind of want to take like fucking questions from the chat. If you have any questions for Archie or whatever the fuck in this situation, any questions whatsoever. Matik was like, oh, questions. Any questions whatsoever do you want to bring for Archie? I'll fucking read them out for him. So, what happens? Just pedophile stuff, innit?
Oh, one thing that I wanted to point out is that when we were out in London, Kobe being a 17-year-old, Sabpai was trying to get her mates who she'd met in London to come meet up with Kobe and to get with him to set her up with her mates.
Sexual intercourse, guys.
Kobe's 17 and these people are 22. You know, that's 5 years, 21, 22, 4 or 5 years. And she was doing. I was there while she was like, she was fine with it. Like, yeah, I'll text my friends if they can come out. So I personally, one, I don't believe Sabpai thinks she's a paedophile. Two, I don't think she cares I don't think Sabpai believes Hayley's a paedophile, and I don't think she cares even if she is a paedophile. I think she's just dragging her down personally, but I could be wrong. Right, coming in. What fucking questions we got to chat, and then we get Kobe and Drex.
I don't think we can just move on from that there. I think we have to talk about that a little bit more. So,
go on then.
So you're basically saying that Sabpai is giving out about the age gap between 20, let's say 20, 21 and 16, right? Where what you're saying is in London, you were there, your perspective is there was a situation where Kobe, who's 17 apparently, Sabpai was trying to get her older mates in the area, whatever, 21, like 24, whatever the fuck, trying to get onto him. So that's kind of a bit, that in my head, that kind of just sums up for me, like jealousy or like kind of, that's kind of, it doesn't really.
It's not too hard to believe that she might fancy Kobe, I don't know.
Kobe's a good looking guy. If I was gay,
me, does that change things?
Exactly. If I was gay, I'm sure Kobe would, I wouldn't say he would enjoy it, but
good looking bloke.
He's a good looking guy, so hashtag LGB, all that stuff. Sabpai is a slag. Sorry, I was reading out questions. Sabpai is doing it for clout, so more underage children can check her profile and look at her bunda.
I think I'm getting tagged in so much shit. Just give me 1 second.
Any questions? Put them back in the chat. I'm after fucking missed them. Sorry, boys. We're all just kind of exposed,
Nah, I think I'm good, mate. I was expecting something from Beehive. Also, Beehive's unblocked me and said something. I want to let you know how disgusting you are for defending Hey Martin, only because you don't like Sabpai. I've had a block for literally a year. You're one of the dumbest people in the community. Mate, I ain't even that much of a fan of Hayley, mate. I don't think she's the best person in the world. I don't think she's someone that everyone should look up to. But from what I've seen, she's not a bad fucking person. And I don't even not like Sabpai. I just think she's been a bit of a cunt.
Bit of a cunt. So Matik's saying, ask Archie about the messages in Grindr's general chat if you want to expose her.
No.
Yeah.
Next question.
That's we kind of went over everything. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of caught up now. If you've been watching the stream, like everything's kind of just, if you're confused with the beef forever, I think we've kind of gone over everything. So he doesn't want to expose Sabpai. It's not like
1 second. I'm in front of Beehive. Hold on.
Yeah, it's not personal, whatever the fuck. It's just kind of like, you see something on the timeline, you feel strong about it, you want to talk about it. So I'm more than happy to get Sabpai on if she wants to fucking talk about this shit. I'm fucking vibing with it, Any excuse to talk to girls, me. So I'm vibing.
Yeah, Beehive fully needs to get a life, mate. Jesus Christ.
What's Beehive been saying then?
Opinion on the same incident that happened with Shuralov. Hold on 1 sec. Beehive just being the cunt. Like, when people have to be so rude to you, like, I'm a disgusting piece of shit. I am, but none of you know. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
It's obvious that he's just one of them fucking woke warriors. You're so disgusting. I don't give a fuck.
I can't stand that shit.
Just has a question here. Opinions on the same incident happened with Shuralov and Sabpai started. Don't really make. I don't know. I think Shura Love's a bit of a wrong one. Didn't she lie about her age? I don't fucking know, mate. Get him out. I don't fucking know. To be honest, I don't know enough to even comment on that. Next question.
How hairy's your ass?
Who said that?
Fucking Lewis FN _ he plays Fortnite. Leave him alone.
What are your opinions on a fake arse? Jesus Christ, I couldn't give a fuck, mate.
I'm actually curious now. But I want to know if she does have a fake arse. A lot of people are saying that, but I feel it's just like an insult, you know?
She doesn't.
She doesn't. He's touched it.
No,
what?
Not from what I can see, mate. Well, I've seen her in real life, and no. Opinion on having Sapo pulling the racist card. Clearly, just a fucking absolute victim, mate. Nothing was ever mentioned about race, and I don't even consider her not. I think she's white, so whatever. Do you go for the big bum or big boob? My girlfriend has a lovely bum, so I go for the big bum.
Proof.
She still won't. Proof.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Opinions on Somerset. Lovely, respectable girl. Probably shouldn't cry when she dies of Swan. How did it feel getting killed by a hacker this Cash Cup? Gutted, mate.
So Nick K30, you friends with him then? How's your relationship with Nick K30?
Well, I said happy birthday to him, mate. That's the last I heard from him. Until he said thanks.
Nice.
Hispanic, mate. Hispanic. So she said, wait, hold on. Hispanic. Like,
I feel like that's when you're like from fucking, Brazil and you're like, oh, I'm Spanish.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Kind of caught in the crossfire.
Is it Spanish? I don't know if it's Spanish, but it's like Mexican, isn't it? It's like fucking chachalata, like,
quesadilla, taco, you know?
And cheese. Yeah.
Cheese.
Quesadilla. Hispanic equals white people who can cook.
I feel, from my experience, Hispanics are just people who are.
Yeah.
There's like.
Hold on.
N-word pass.
How can you sit here and you say that saying that someone has a fake arse is racist and she's Hispanic? His Mexican women and like Hispanic women are stereotypically known for having like
big arses, big fucking arses,
nice
big tits,
shape,
curves.
Mate. Yeah. The salsa dancing vibes, the fucking hips.
Long, beautiful hair. God's children. God's not real.
Yeah.
But Latinas love them.
Latinas, mate. Yeah, the fucking Tinas.
Shakira. Come on, do us a dance.
So that fucking attempt at pulling the racism card makes me want to fucking throw up, honestly.
Yeah, we're all woke until someone puts a finger in your arse, you know? Innit, you know? I'm creaming to get Angie. I can't lie, I can't hold it back.
Right, hold on. Let me see. I actually wrote a few notes.
Speaking of nonsense.
I've been through it, mate. She's retweeted that she hates white people, mate. That's disgusting.